Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of NEWS2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. Topping our newscast, the car ferry shortage that's been plaguing travelers between St. Thomas and St. John is letting up. Earlier this week, the Coast Guard cleared one of them for full operations. Also, a major decision on a request for another car barge as well as the Port Authority's new fees. NEWS2's April Knight has more.
The General 2 is back in service, easing the shortage in car ferry service between St. Thomas and St. John. That's after being cleared by the U.S. Coast Guard to operate without restrictions. So there are now 3 car barges servicing St. Thomas, St. John travelers who've had to endure some days in the past several weeks with only 1 ferry in service at times. With the General 2 now back in service, another development that's maintaining some sort of status quo in the car service operation between St. Thomas and St. John. The VIPA board recently rejected a request by Varlac Ventures to operate a car ferry on top of their people ferry operations. The reason was the size of the area where all of these barges will have to operate.
Area of operation is what Commissioner Doty spoke of in terms of in our motion. It's a very small area, and their mindset was bringing another barge into the area would just kind of congest things more.
The Port Authority Board also voted to implement a $2.50 per passenger fee on water tour operators using their facilities. A similar vote has already been taken 3 years ago, according to VIPA, but never enforced because of resistance from operators. This is the first time the passenger fee is being imposed, and according to Port Authority officials, it's high time.
I think we're to a place now where everybody that's involved realize that we can't, everybody that use our facilities has to participate in the cost of upkeeping them.
Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
For updated schedules, make sure to call the individual companies running the ferries. That will be Global Marine for General 2 and Love City Car Ferries for Island Vic and Captain Vic. Over in San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Unified Command, many agencies are responding to the aftermath of a fire aboard the 561-foot passenger ferry vessel, Caribbean Fantasy, approximately half a mile off Punta Salinas. Full accountability of all 511 passengers, including crew from passenger ferry vessel, has been attained, as we reported. Ardent Global is developing a vessel salvage plan for review by the Coast Guard. Coast Guard Marine inspectors, along with salvage and fighting teams, boarded the vessel today to assess damage and to determine the stability of the vessel. The Coast Guard has established a 1,000-yard safety zone around the vessel. There are no reports of pollution. The vessel is being closely monitored. This past weekend, Senate Vice President Jeanette Millen-Young, in an effort to better understand the financial crisis being experienced by Puerto Rico and its implications on the other territories, participated in a lecture hosted by the University of the Virgin Islands featuring noted Puerto Rican economist Dr. Carlos Colon de Armas. And there's some photos there from the presentation. Dr. Colon was invited by UVI to engage in public education on the political status and economic development. Discussion also focused on the PROMESA Act. The bill passed in July by Congress to address Puerto Rico's fiscal crisis. Now on Saturday, the senator hosted a discussion with several of her colleagues to allow them to question the economics professor on historical aspects of Puerto Rico's financial challenges. The senator chairs the Committee on Economic Development, Agriculture, and Planning. She noted Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the other territories have similar fiscal challenges and should learn from each other's experiences and mistakes. In court news, Naeem Akil Smith, 24 of St. Thomas, pleaded guilty on August 17 in federal court on St. Thomas to trafficking 18 firearms in interstate and foreign commerce. According to the plea agreements filed with the court on August 11, 2016 at the Sierra Lee King Airport, a law enforcement canine alerted to the presence of firearms inside of luggage checked in Smith's name. CBP officers examined Smith's luggage, which revealed 1 Taurus pistol, 15 Glock pistols, and 2 AK-47 assault rifles. His luggage also contained 2 AK-47 magazines, 36 other pistol magazines with capacities ranging from 9 to 15 rounds, 10 speed loaders, 20 .40 caliber Smith & Wesson rounds, and a storage box. Smith faces a maximum term of imprisonment of not more than 5 years and $250,000 fine. There's been rising concern among residents over the disappearance of key bin sites on the western end of St. Thomas, as we reported yesterday. Now, the Waste Management Authority responded that they're reopening one at Black Point Hill. But all of this is temporary, according to the authority, as they move the territory to a new system of waste disposal. NEWS2's April Knight has more.
Residents have been complaining about the lack of waste bin sites in certain parts of St. Thomas recently, but according to the Waste Management Authority, bin sites could be a thing of the past altogether.
What's really driving all of this is the challenges that the authority faces on a daily basis as in regards to illegal dumping.
The transition to what they call a closed disposal system is happening in the next couple of years, changing the entire experience for residents. It's something that some residents clearly have to get used to. Days after the Peterborg bin site was shut down, people were still dumping trash right next to the sign.
It looks bad to the community. It's an eyesore. And it's a challenge that we face every day.
But with the closure of the bin sites, residents will have other options for disposing of their garbage. One, the construction of more of these convenience centers across the territory, where residents can dump their trash. Currently, there's one in Peters Rest on St. Croix and the recently opened one in Mandel on St. Thomas.
You're not going to have a fee when you go to the convenience center. You don't have to pay at the convenience center. However, in the future, we are going to be implementing our collection fee on the property tax bill.
The other option is curbside collection. Waste haulers will stop by your home to pick up trash, but for the convenience, you'll have to pay a fee.
So we're going to be expanding that service where we can, where it's feasible throughout the territory, not just St. Thomas.
Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
In other news, if you tuned into local stations today, your radio station or TV show may have been interrupted momentarily at around 10 this morning. And that's because, as we reported, Vitima was testing a public alert system called EAS, or Emergency Alert System. This is to make sure that broadcast stations, not just here locally, but across the country, are able to transmit in real time any emergency message from the government. The EAS tests will be conducted monthly in the territory, according to Vitima. The National Hurricane Center, meanwhile, is issuing some advisories on Tropical Storm Fiona, located about 1,080 miles west of Cabo Verde Islands, with top winds of 45 miles per hour. Fiona appears a little stronger than it was on Wednesday. The tropical storm is moving to the west-northwest at 16 miles per hour and as of now represents no threat to the Caribbean region. Be sure to tune in. We'll have more in our weather forecast. We'll turn overseas. At least 13 people are dead and 40,000 homes are damaged because of flooding in Louisiana. And the rest of the world isn't really talking about it. USA Today reported that since rain hit the state's southern region last week, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have collectively issued no formal acknowledgement of the disaster aside from a tweet. Obama has yet to visit Louisiana, but members of his cabinet are on the ground. The Red Cross is calling the flooding in Louisiana the worst natural disaster since the superstorm Sandy.
The only downside to not being prominently displayed in the news across the country as it relates to this event is that perhaps the national attention isn't on it as it relates to donations to the Red Cross. I don't complain about the assistance that we've gotten from the federal government because it has been superb. So I would ask those people watching in Louisiana and around the country to seriously consider making a generous donation to the American Red Cross today so that we can speed assistance.
Brazilian police are questioning the story of 4 American Olympic swimmers being robbed at gunpoint in Rio. This after surveillance video shows the swimmers on the night in question. Scott McLean reports.
Brazilian police say that 4 American swimmers who reported being victims of armed robbery in Rio de Janeiro are not victims at all. Police say surveillance video and witness statements contradict the athletes' account of what happened, saying no violent robbery took place. Authorities accuse the athletes of vandalizing a gas station bathroom and say they offered to pay for the damage. Police confirm a gas station security guard did point a gun at one of the swimmers, but said that it was probably justified. Police say it would be dignified for the athletes to apologize, but did not announce charges. Swimmer Ryan Lochte has already returned to the U.S. As recently as Wednesday, he maintained they were robbed.
There's skepticism that you made this story up along with these other swimmers to cover up some other form of embarrassing behavior. He strongly denied that, said it's absolutely not the case.
The other 3 swimmers are still in Brazil. The swimmers' lawyers say they are cooperating with police. It's unclear when they will be allowed to return to the U.S. I'm Scott McLean reporting.
Keeping our eye on the economy, Twitter is amping up its war on terror. The social media company announced it has suspended 235,000 accounts in the past 6 months for promoting terrorism. In total, it has suspended 360,000 accounts since 2015. The company didn't identify the terrorist groups or specific accounts, but it's likely many are associated with ISIS, which has been especially active on Twitter and other social networks to spread propaganda and attract new recruits. Here's a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. We can see everything up. The Dow 23, NASDAQ 11, S&P 500 up at 4. Coming up on NEWS2, a formal event that emphasizes the beginning of a unique new phase in students' lives. It includes a formal address and even world-renowned motivational speaker Keith Brown. That was held at UVI. Coming up. The U.S. Small Business Administration will be hosting in the Virgin Islands next week with the entrepreneurship training for veterans known as Boots to Business Reboot. The 2-day course will be held August 23rd to 24th in St. Thomas and August 25th to 26th in St. Croix. The 2-step entrepreneurship training program is open to veterans of all eras, service members, including members of the National Guard and Reserves, and their spouses. To register for either the St. Thomas or St. Croix Boots to Business Reboot class, you can visit www.bootstobusiness.org/reboot. For more information, you can call the SBA Virgin Islands office at 340-718-5381. Here is your back-to-school checklist to prepare for the start of the new school season. The Department of Health is providing free immunizations Saturday, August 20th, in recognition of National Immunization Month. They will be providing free immunizations for the uninsured and Medicaid to all children, kindergarten to 12. St. Croix, Saturday, August 20th, 1 p.m. to 5 at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center. St. Thomas St. John, it's Saturday, August 27th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Walgreens Pharmacy. Now, in addition to the free immunizations, the department will provide clearance slips and check immunization records in order to clear school registrations free of charge. Appointments will be scheduled as needed. Free back-to-school giveaways will be available to include book bags, umbrellas, lunch kits, binders, sketch pads, crayons, pencils, hand sanitizers, etc. For those families with insurance, remember to bring your insurance cards. As part of Orientation Week, UVI held its 3rd annual New Student Convocation and Buccaneer Welcome Reception on Wednesday, August 17th on St. Croix and today on St. Thomas campuses. Convocation is a formal event that emphasizes the beginning of a new phase in the lives of the students at UVI. President Dr. David Hall delivered a formal address. A talk was held prior to convocation called Navigating Your Success as a Buccaneer by motivational speaker Keith Brown.
I'm double majoring psychology and political science.
And I'm majoring in business management.
I came to UVI because I like to support anything that's 100% Virgin Islands. Like, this is our school. We didn't have to go elsewhere to find what we need when it comes to UVI.
What I expect from this year is to make countless friends and enjoy my UVI experience, because I think the classes that they offer here are just as good as the States.
We had New Student Convocation, and it's pretty much a great opportunity for students to get their official welcome to the university. The president gives his official welcome. We have the provost, we have student representatives, our very own student ambassador, Ms. Sharina Warner. We were able to actually welcome our new Buccaneers for the 2016-2017 academic school year.
And we have 390 students who have registered and have been assigned room on campus.
Tomorrow is our island tour. A lot of students are very excited for this island tour. It's basically for the people that come down from America, United States. They get to see the entire island and see where, everything happened.
Innovative has announced its 2016 scholarship recipients, all of them high academic achievers. Innovative's University of the Virgin Islands scholarships, each worth $5,000, were awarded to Danae Matthew and Natalia Seville of St. Croix and Murphy Christopher and Trent Stedman of St. Thomas. The Albert Sheen scholarships, each worth $10,000, were awarded to Marcus Nakaitis of St. Thomas and Hector Acosta Jr. of St. Croix. These Albert Sheen scholars shared with us their lofty goals.
I'm preparing to head off to Princeton University. That's my school of choice. My true goal, this is way out there, but I'm rolling the dice and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed throughout the way. It's to become President of the United States. Having already been to Princeton, gained national experience up there, I'd bring that to the Virgin Islands, work my way up to governor, and then after that, use that as my political career to segue into my, my campaign for president there, and then hopefully the first Virgin Islander to become president.
I plan to be attending the Morehouse College. I intend to major in business management with a minor in marketing and communications. I'm just excited to be able to have the opportunity to further my education and being able to not only make a difference for myself, the campus that I'll be on, but also whoever I'll be able to come in contact with.
Congrats to those students. Now for some summertime fun, here's some things you can consider. We are surrounded by water, so why not take advantage of it? Ever tried snorkeling? Well, the Sea, they're offering the general public a chance to see what goes on under the waves. This weekend at Cade Bay, Sea will provide instruction and gear for school-aged children and adults. Registration is not required but appreciated. You can call 340-773-1989. And have you ever thought about learning how to sail? Well, some say it's the most relaxing thing you can do on the ocean. You can take various VI sailing classes that give you the know-how to sail a 20-foot sailboat and larger boats with more advanced classes. You can even do an excursion where you actively participate on a racing yacht as you and your team head toward a finish line. You can take sailing lessons and certifications in beginning, bareboat, and advanced programs. Most of the classes include sailing in St. Thomas, St. John, and the BVI. The VI Children's Museum, which opened Phase 1 on March 20th of this year, as we reported, and recently began fundraising for Phase 2. The first sponsor last month, Diamonds International, made a $4,000 contribution. And now even better news, Ural Cohen contributed $12,420. Cohen is the founder of White Bay Group. She has sponsored the Air Rocket exhibit for Phase 2, expected to open by the end of 2016. This exhibit will focus on inventions that changed the world and even experience Sir Isaac Newton's first law of motion firsthand. The VICM is dedicated to providing unique and inspiring experiences through the use of exhibits and educational programming specifically designed for children. Governor Mapp calls upon residents to accept responsibility for the care of their dogs and cats, including having them spayed or neutered to prevent the birth of animals destined to be homeless, unwanted, and euthanized. He has proclaimed Saturday, August 20th as International Homeless Animal Day. The overpopulation crisis can readily be solved, first by having dogs and cats spayed and neutered, and by adopting from animal shelters. Governor Mapp stated the irresponsible dog and cat custodians who do not have their pets spayed or neutered are the ones accountable to the taxpayers in this country for the millions of dollars spent each year on killing unwanted animals they are responsible for bringing into this world. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Conditions out here in the Virgin Islands looking a lot better as we continue throughout the latter half of the week. We take you into the weekend. Good evening to you folks out here in the Virgin Islands. I hope you're enjoying your night so far. I want to check out what's going on here. Current satellite showing us we do have this tropical system Fiona that remains up to the north and east. Now to our south, we do have a weak tropical wave that will remain to our south in the Lesser Antilles. For us, we'll be in the clear. We actually did have a tropical wave that passed through us right now, remains well to our west. So as we check out the conditions out here, focusing in this general area, not a whole lot going on. Just looking at quiet conditions as we take you into the day on Friday as well, and into the weekend. Just some trade wind showers for the most part, but not looking at anything too widespread in the Virgin Islands. So for tonight, we're actually taking it back into the 80s, 83 degrees under mainly clear skies. Unfortunately, though, rain on the steamy side, a bit humid out there, but hey, we're not looking at any sort of wet weather. As we take you into the day tomorrow, Friday, we're actually expected to warm up to 91 degrees here in St. John's under partly sunny skies. So like I mentioned, looking a lot better as we're not tracking any sort of a system that's going to pass through this area for the time being. But changes will be on the way now next week. That's something we have to continue to monitor. Now for tomorrow in St. Thomas, we'll be at 91, partly sunny skies, remaining humid out here, also into St. Croix, with temperatures remaining into the lower 90s. If you are deciding to head out to the water, your marine forecast on the Atlantic side, we're talking waves 2 to 4 feet with an easterly flow up to 15 knots, and very similar conditions now for the Caribbean side, with waves this time around anywhere between 3 to 5 feet, but still looking at the easterly flow to persist here, 10 to 15 knots. As we check out your extended outlook, we're looking okay this weekend. We do have the chance to see a trade shower or a trade wind shower or two as we head into the weekend on Monday as well, under partly sunny skies, and temperatures will be in the 90s. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that. It was indeed humid today, and we can see that is expected to continue. Here's our News to Weather picture there by Chania White, 8 years of age, representing Lockhart Elementary School, giving us that sunshine and blue skies, and we can feel the heat from that sunshine, the humid conditions. Chania, thank you for that. Send us your News to Weather picture to the address on the screen. Be sure to include your name, age, school, and a brief description of your work of art, and then tune in to see it right here on News 2. That is all for now. We'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest. I'm Sandra Gumansing. We'll see you next time.